Welcome to Midlife Moves, where we're figuring out this whole midlife thing one day, one workout, and one what the hell just happened moment at a time. I'm Heather, and if you're navigating career shifts, fitness goals, parenting teenagers, or just wondering when the hell we became the grown-ups, you're in the right place. Let's talk about the real stuff, no filters, just honest conversations and a little bit of chaos. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Heather Francis, and welcome to another episode of Midlife Moves. I'm going to tell you what kind of day I'm having. I'm looking in the camera right now and I'm trying to figure out if I forgot to do the eyeliner on one of my eyes. And I'm thinking that's probably what happened. It's a Monday. It's a very Monday, and it's all good. It's all good because today we're going to talk about friendship. As many of you already know, I went viral for talking about how I am not invited to parties and I'm not part of a larger group of women friends. Like I don't have that large social circle. And one of the things that I've learned since that whole experience, that was a year ago already. One of the things that I've learned since that experience is that I don't want that. I don't necessarily, like sometimes I wish that like I was invited to things, but I really don't care. Like, not to sound like an ass, but I don't really care. What I want in friendship now versus, like when I was younger is very different. And right now I'm just looking for connection. I want people that I can be myself around. Life is really busy and life is really hard. And there are days that I barely make it through the things that I absolutely have to do. And the friendships that I value are the ones that we go weeks or months without talking. And then I call or they call or text. And it's like there was never any distance and we just connect like where it left off. Those are the relationships that I value. And those are the relationships that I work with, because there's times that I have the capacity to go through, and talk to somebody every day, multiple times a day. And then there's times that I just don't. Life doesn't allow that. I'm not saying I don't want to put work into friendships. That's not what I'm saying at all. It doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel forced. It just feels good. Every interaction I walk away from feels good. When I think about talking to them, I'm not like, oh, I have to do this. I get to do this. I get to talk to this person. And when I call them and after 6 months goes by and I'm like, I'm sorry, I dropped off the face of the earth. They're like, same. And we pick right back up. Those are the things that I value in friendship now. Now, when that post went viral, when that started circulating and when people started, kind of chiming in and saying, hey, me too, that's how I met Dr. Julie. And you guys have heard from her a couple times before on the show. And she has actually, ironically, become a friend because of that post. And she was the first one, when that started happening, she was the first person that sent me a message and was like, you need to do an episode on this. You need to talk about friendship and what it does to your body if you're lonely and how it affects you, but also friendship in our 40s and what that looks like. And I avoided it for a long time because I didn't want to be the loneliness girl. I didn't want to make everything about friendship and how I'm not chosen in those friend groups and how I'm not invited to things, because there's so much more to this phase of life that I wanted to talk about. But now a year has passed and I feel more confident in, life. And so when I decided to do this episode, she was the first person I called. I was like, I want to talk about this. You want to talk about it with me? And she was like, absolutely. And that's what we did. So we talked about it. Well, we talked about it for a very long time. You guys are going to hear parts of our conversation, but we literally had an hour and a half that we just talked about friendship and we talked about, life and what that looks like. And so here it is. So here is my conversation with Dr. Julie Militello again, but this time we talk about friendship. Let's get into it. Hey, listeners, it's Heather here with a quick message before we get into the rest of the episode. I have been blown away by the level of support from you guys. I love seeing how much the topics resonate with all of you and hearing how the episodes make you feel seen. I genuinely appreciate the outpouring of support from everyone. If you've been enjoying the show, there are a few ways you can continue to support the podcast and the team behind it. If you aren't already, follow us on Instagram at the Midlife Moves Podcast. For more behind-the-scenes info on the show and our guests, check out our website, midlifemoves.co. Reviews go a long way. I'd really appreciate a rating and a review on the podcast platform of your choice. And finally, check out the merch store. It's a fantastic way to rep the podcast and help support the team that makes these episodes possible. We've got some great designs for t-shirts and totes available there. Thank you all again so much and enjoy the rest of the episode. I'm here again with my friend, Dr. Julie Militello. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good.
Now that we've been on here for 30 minutes already. So when I recorded that connection video, you were one of the first people to slide into my DMs. And the first thing that you said was, you need to talk about this more. And we need to talk about loneliness, and you need to talk about the effect on the body. So I've avoided talking about it for a full year.
Has it been a year?
It's been a year.
Oh my God. I love that episode. I think it resonated with so many people, including myself. So I'm glad that you decided to finally talk about it with me.
Yes. So when I decided it was time, I was like, I know exactly who I'm calling in for this one.
You're the best.
So, and ironically, Julie has become a friend through that video.
That's right.
So
our 1 year anniversary.
Our 1 year anniversary. So we're going to talk about friendship today. And we're going to talk about friendships evolving, and we're going to talk about what it means to us now. Thinking about friendships now and connection, what does that mean to you now?
It's funny, if you were to ask me 10 years ago what friendship meant versus now, my answers would be very, very different. I used to think that friendship was meant to be someone you were in constant communication with, or someone you had a ton of pictures with, or someone you can have really good times with. And that really has changed for me. Friendship is not it's the person you have to talk to 100 times a day. It's the person, to me, that you can pick up, whether it be 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, and you pick up exactly where you left off. It could be the person that you're not hesitant to share when you're the most sad, or the most scared, or the most stressed, as well as someone who's going to be as happy for you when you reach your goals and attain those things. Friendship is someone you can just be yourself with. And it doesn't mean that you have to be in a group of 15 other women, despite what social media tells us it should be. It's if you have that 1 or 2 people that in your life you can go out and just laugh your heads off until your cheeks hurt. That's what friendship looks like to me now.
I think mine is very similar. So I think at one point, I think the biggest thing now is it's being with people who make me feel good. Like my best friend and I, we talk. There are times that we'll go months without talking, like months. And then we'll just talk. And then, when we finally connect again, because life is busy,
Yep.
And when we finally connect again, it's just like no time has passed at all. It's wonderful. But then, I just want to feel good after interacting with someone. It's someone that I need to be able to trust them.
Yep.
If I'm walking away from an interaction and feel like depleted.
Yeah. Are they filling your cup?
Yeah. Are they filling your cup?
Yeah. If you're walking away from that feeling drained, that's no way to engage.
And it's also like reciprocal, not like, oh, I did this for you, but I did, and you do this for me. But it's very much like I can think of someone, some like 15 years ago, I had friends that like, we always took them out and we always paid for everything and we initiated and we had them over and they never initiated and they never paid for anything. And like, when I finally ended that friendship, like that was tough. But I remember thinking like, this is really this doesn't feel great, and looking back, and they were fine. Like we separated and like, we just never heard from them again.
Right, because you stopped picking up the phone, right? You would stop initiating. I have a daughter in middle school right now. She's entering 6th grade, and friendships is a huge part of that social dynamic at school, as you very well know. And what I tell my daughter is match their energy. Have friends that are matching your energy. Because if you're the one that's constantly pouring into the friendship, they're never picking up the phone, they're never initiating plans, they're not actually your friend.
Yes.
And that was a hard thing for her to learn this year.
Yeah.
Very hard. And it was hard to watch.
It's really hard to
admit. Yeah.
It's one thing when we're going through it. It's a totally different thing when we're watching our kids go through it. Because my daughters struggled with it too. with
Yeah.
friendships. And I think everybody does to a certain extent.
Oh, that's everybody in middle school. But it was strange. Like as a mom to a little girl, she's still little, even though she's in middle school. I felt like the mirror, like the reflection was 1,000 times worse than when I went through it, seeing her go through it. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yes. Do you try to tell her? Because I try to tell my daughters, like, I didn't have a lot of friends. Like, I never
I
had like a
tell her all you need is
huge,
one friend.
all
That's
you
all you
need is
need.
one. Hmm.
All you need is one friend. And I told her, be kind to everybody, but all you really need is that one person that's always going to have your back, defend you when you're not in the room. All you need is that one person. And that's still true today. As I'm 40, all you need is one friend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. I think as long as you have that one person that you can talk to and is always going to be there, I think that's all I need. But I find large social gatherings exhausting.
I
That's
used to
just
like
not.
them.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, I used to. There was a time I actually did like them. Now that I think I'm a little older, a little wiser, I don't. Because what I've noticed is those people in the group photos, with all the girls and they're all
Hmm.
together, they were just talking about each other yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the day before. And it's just like, I don't want to be involved with that anymore. So even that chit chat, that forced, hi, how are you? It's so
Hmm.
exhausting. And it wasted my time. So I let my kids have friends, obviously, but that doesn't mean I have to be their friend's parents' friend. Makes sense?
That's a good perspective to have. Because we did that. I guess because right through sports and through school, like that's how you meet people when you're a mom, and
Right?
like that's your social circle.
Yeah. But especially for the first and second kid, that held true. Like, oh, I would be friends with them. But now that I have my third and fourth, I don't need to be their friend, right?
Do you feel like making new friends feels awkward now? When's the last time you met someone and you like really connected and you were like, oh, this
A
girl,
year
I'm in
ago,
it with this girl?
yeah, a year ago on the internet, I slid into her DM. No, it's true. I mean, you're meeting people through your kids, right?
Yeah.
And then by the third and fourth kid, and they were like, oh, we should have a play date. I was just like, I don't need play dates. I can't do this anymore. And I hate to say that almost sounds mean, but that's fine.
I'm the same way. But when my son was here and when he was invited to parties, I remember like, is this a drop off situation?
Can it be?
Can it,
When did
can
it
I,
pick up?
can I do that? Is that an
Yeah.
option? And can you just bring him home with you? I,
Bring them somewhere. I agree. The whole drop off and stay thing, especially because my kids are still little, we're still doing that.
right.
He's 5. We had to go to, we got to go to a party and I got to stay.
I got to stay.
I got to stay. So that was that.
So,
hmm But it's interesting as you get older, as your kids get older.
so like as we get older, do you feel like there's something wrong with the circle getting smaller?
No, I think
Mm-mm.
that's actually very normal and very natural. But I don't think that loneliness is natural and normal. For people who are feeling lonely, we talk about the male loneliness. We also need to talk about female loneliness.
Yeah.
I don't think that's natural because that's really isolating and that does have an effect on you. But having a smaller circle as you age is not abnormal.
If I had to put a number on it, there was probably a couple thousand comments on that video from women. Maybe that's exaggerating. There's probably hundreds of comments on that video from women talking about being completely alone, like not having any family, not being married, not having children, not having any friends. A lot of people like losing parents, spouses, and like I felt so like heavy for them because you can like there are times that like admittedly when the women that I'm friendly with, like acquaintances with, have
Mm-hmm.
parties and they are all together and I'm never invited. Like every once in a while, there's like why not? Why not just invite? I'm not going to go. But You want? Why don't
But
you just
why not
ask?
invite me?
But why don't you just invite me? So like I have moments like that. They're very fleeting because in reality,
Yeah.
I won't go. I don't want to go. I experience loneliness in moments like that, but I'm not alone. Like I have my husband and I have, like I have my friends, my very small circle, my mom, but there are people who really are like all alone.
I
And
know.
some
And
of
I
them
think
are,
I was going to say, like, we're so privileged to be able to have such
oh
strong
yeah,
relationships with our husbands who are like
yes.
great partners and, your friends first. But there are people out there that are alone. And that's really, really sad.
And I guess there's different kinds of like they're like truly alone, but then there's a lot of women who do have relationships and they still feel alone. Like if
Well,
they
of
feel
course,
alone in their marriage or
yeah.
just in their life.
Like you said, if you're married and still feel alone or, have children and still feel alone,
Hmm.
that's a different level of loneliness. And then I also want to head back to what you said. There's one thing about not being invited to the party, right? That kind of sucks. It's a fleeting moment. You're like, whatever. But something else I tell my daughter is like, make sure you're also not excluding yourself. Like, don't put yourself in situations where, like, eventually people are going to stop asking.
Yes.
That you don't want to be in a situation. If you truly want to be involved, and these are people you truly care about, you can't exclude yourself either.
And that's an ex because I am guilty of that. Like there was a time in my life that like life was just so busy.
Yeah.
There was just no space. I wasn't saying yes to
Yeah.
anything. And I did give up a lot of friendships like that, like
Yeah.
during that time. And it's fine. But that's a good point, especially when we're talking to our kids. And
Yeah.
if there's like
Make yourself right.
anxiety,
Right. If you're nervous or whatever, having someone to talk to is obviously ideal. But you don't want to be in a situation where you're excluding yourself. You're
hmm
not going to like the outcome. And really nurturing those true friendships that you have. That's something else. With friendships comes so many things. As you're closer friends with somebody, the relationship changes. So feelings can get hurt. Things can be misunderstood. When a relationship is superficial, you don't have that type of stuff happen, right? When relationships are deeper, things can happen. But what I tell my daughter is, A, give yourself grace. You're going to make a mistake in a friendship. That's just how it's going to be.
yeah,
Your friend is going to make a mistake in a friendship. Being able to talk about it if it's worth it to you. And if it's not the type of behavior that's repetitive, that's blatantly disrespectful to you, that's obviously your friend. But if this is someone who means something to you, being able to have those conversations are a very, very big deal.
we talk about that a lot with different behavioral traits that friends of my children have.
Yeah.
And, like we have the conversation, like, this is who this person is. And they've shown you time and time again. And like,
Mm-hmm.
if you can't be okay with that, like that, you need to reevaluate. But if you value this relationship and like this is like, then you have to accept, just like they have to accept you for all your weird things. Like nobody's
We're all
perfect.
weird. Yeah,
We're all
we're all weird.
weird.
Isn't it interesting though? Like as a parent, you can kind of see from a bird's eye view, like this is not a good friendship. Do you kind of steer your kids? Like, should you steer who your kids hang out with to a degree?
So
I'm going to say yes. I'm going to answer my own question. I'm
do
going to
you say
say yes,
yes?
1,000%.
I say yes if it is someone who is damaging to them. Because
Right?
if it's just a bad friendship, they're going to eventually filter themselves out
They'll
naturally.
eventually help. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've had situations where there was like bullying involved. Like those are the things that I generally say
Yeah.
something about. They always figure it out
I
and we're
know. But it is
always right.
easier. Mom is always right.
So you say yes. Tell me
I
about
say
that.
yes. I think you should be dictating who, if you see someone that's going to be, like you said, damaging to them, leading them to the wrong direction, helping them make wrong choices. Why would we enable that friendship or put them in situations they wouldn't be with that person?
You know where that really comes into play as they get older with romantic partners.
I haven't gotten there yet. My
Um,
12-year
I,
old is like allergic to girls.
we're there right now.
You shouldn't air this part. That is hard.
It's hard.
Hmm. I
Because
got
I
it.
did that. Like when I was younger, I can remember my mom biting her tongue for years, and eventually I figured it out. But had she given me a hard time about it, I probably would have doubled down.
Interesting. Really?
Hmm. I probably would have doubled down.
Okay. Yeah, my parents, well, not, my mom was sick by the time that she met my husband, but my dad loved my husband. And that to me was a very clear sign like this is somebody I should marry.
My parents loved my husband too. They were very, very pro Michael from the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, who isn't?
Who isn't? One of the other things that people talked a lot about, one of the other like very common comments that I got was, you're not trying hard enough. You're not throwing the parties and you're not inviting people out. And we kind of just talked about that with like not like excluding ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But I always found that really interesting. And partly because of like what I mentioned in the beginning with that couple that we invited out all the time, like that we paid for
Right.
everything, we did everything. So I don't want to do all the work. I don't want to do that. Like I don't
Want to do that. I don't think you should do all the work. I think, like you said, it should be a two-way street. You invite
Hmm.
me out to dinner, I invite you out to dinner. I have dinner at my house, you have dinner at your house. It can't always be one way.
Hmm.
I can't. That's almost like victim blaming, though. Like
Oh,
with those comments.
it was
That's really
interesting to watch.
interesting.
Yeah,
Was it other women who said that?
it was all women
Oh my
with
God.
a very, very much like, bless your heart, dear, but you're doing it wrong. You need to throw
Can't
the
roll my eyes hard
parties.
enough. That's amazing to me that a woman would say that to another woman.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of that. And I like this is, I don't care about any of it. Like none of it upsets me. I'm just, like going through for purposes of this conversation, curious what your feedback is on those kinds of.
That's like victim blaming. You have a certain feeling. Those people clearly have never been to therapy.
Well, it was interesting. And for a couple of them, I remember commenting, like, I'm really glad this wasn't your experience, like this. And then I was like, and then I just stopped. And then I just didn't even acknowledge them. I was like, okay, oh, this
Yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah. What are we doing? Yeah, but there's only a certain amount of times a person can be made felt uncomfortable, right? Like how many times you're going to go out of your way to ask someone to do something, they're going to say no, you're going to be uncomfortable. Like how many times
Yeah.
are you going to do that?
Yes. Not many.
Yeah, not many. So why would you?
Yeah.
Right? That's insane.
Also,
Well,
like,
I
who has time to plan all those? How often do you go out? How often, like, realistically? So, like, how often do you go out now with your friends? That's
never.
okay.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Between
I
sports
do
and
know what you
kids,
mean.
like very seldom. Although this year I went away for Mother's Day.
I saw that. Did you love it? Did you love every second of it?
I went to Nemacolin, which is
Yeah.
actually not too far from you guys. It's in
Yeah.
Western PA. Oh my God. It was me and my girlfriend. We had lunches, we did spa treatments, we worked out. And I came home on Mother's Day, refreshed, relaxed. It was great. But I did do that. We did go away.
I would do that. And I've been trying to plan with my girlfriends a weekend away. I want to go to the beach. I always want to go to the beach. And just trying to get them to give me a weekend is challenging because it's tough, because who has days that they can just go away? Like who has days that they can just go away? You have to force it.
We forced it and planned it very much in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it was worth it. It was really fun just to connect and just laugh and sit around and drink wine and put our feet up.
Drink wine.
I know you love that. And ice cream.
See, my two, like my love language, wine and ice cream, not together, or together, but
Yeah, let's do it.
why not?
It was really great. But yeah, you're making time. And it's so easy to say, like, we all have 24 hours in a day. You need to make time for your girlfriends. You need to make time for this. You need to make.
Mm-mm.
There's only certain, I mean, for being realistic, there's only a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right, because there's non-negotiables.
yeah. Okay. Speaking of non-negotiables, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your tolerance for BS within a friendship is less?
Oh, I have no tolerance for BS. I don't
I
have it
have zero.
in real. in general, I have no tolerance for it.
I have less now than I did before, but I feel like if you're weird to me, I will never talk to you again. I won't
No.
even think about you again. I'm sure that's some sort of like trauma response to something. Weird to me one time, I will never talk to you again. I will, you're dead to me. You will never cross my mind again. Is that normal?
So I think it is because one of my daughters is like that. But so I'm very similar in that, like, I will give someone a couple chances. Like, I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to go out of my way,
I won't be rude.
but I will reach a point where I'm like, I'm done with you. And I won't even acknowledge that they exist.
I know.
Like, I can't be bothered with it.
My tolerance has gone down quite a bit, whereas I would tolerate more before.
Yeah.
Especially a new friend.
I was a doormat before. A doormat.
I was trying to sit at other people's tables for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to make myself be something that I was not.
Mm-hmm.
It took me 40 years to realize, like, I don't need to do this. I wish I had, like, my mom never talked to me. My mom died when I was young, but she never talked to me about stuff like this. And I really wish she did, not blaming her, but I wish I had someone to tell me, someone to guide me. Like, you don't have to do that. Make your own table. I was trying to be something I wasn't for a long time.
I think that's so normal because I did the same thing. And then it wasn't until, like, one day you just kind of realize, like, I can do this on the way I want to do it, because why not? Why? Because society is telling me, like, that right. I'm supposed to be a certain way or have this circle of. But the other thing is, like, I just want to be happy.
No.
Like, it's just finding those little like glimpses of happiness is so much more important to me now than anything else. And why waste my energy on things that don't make me happy?
Right. Or don't really matter.
Or don't matter.
Yeah. Or trying to seek approval from people who aren't even happy themselves. That took me a long time to learn.
Let's talk about how we handle friendships.
Okay.
Let's think, how do we say this diplomatically? Women can be challenging sometimes. And when you get large groups of women, there can be cattiness, and there's inevitably going to be someone that doesn't like someone else.
Yeah.
How do you navigate those kinds of circles because we're forced to be in them sometimes. Sometimes we're forced to be in situations. How do you navigate that kind of stuff? Does that question make sense? Or was that just like...
How do I befriend someone who's friendly with someone who doesn't like me?
Yes.
Well, I'm living it.
Mm-hmm. And
for a long time, my thought was, I cannot control who people have in their life. I cannot.
Yeah.
Heather, if you have friends with someone who despises me or is trying to sabotage me or ruin my name or whatever, I can't control you. You're an adult, right? Yeah. You can make your own choices. And for a long time, I let that go. I said, well, this person's an adult. Oh my God, she's going to say this. This person's an adult. She's going to make her own choices. And that's on her, like who she chooses to spend her time with. I can't. Then it dawned on me, but I control who I spend time with. I control who has access to me. And I do not think with my whole heart, you cannot be, and I'm talking close friendships here, I'm not talking acquaintances. You cannot be close with someone who is okay with someone else who actively tries to sabotage you.
Yes.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can do it. They're not your real friend.
Yeah.
No matter what they say, no matter what they do, they will never be your real friend as long as they have that person in their circle.
Yes.
You feel the same?
So I have a situation where I had a friend who had another close friend. Like this friend was like one of my best friends. And then she had like a best friend that was separate from me. Mm-hmm. And I did not like the other friend for a lot of reasons, and a lot of how she was treating my friend. Never met her.
Okay.
Eventually we were talking, and I found out that because she was like, yeah, this person said this about your situation. And I was like, I'm sorry.
What?
So you're telling this person that you know that I don't like the things that I'm telling you.
Also, why does this person feel so comfortable
Uh-huh.
speaking
Uh-huh.
about me to you?
Uh-huh.
And now
Mm-hmm.
you're coming back. That's a red flag right there.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do?
Mm-hmm. I just was like, okay. And then I just like separated
Oh,
myself. Okay. So
so
I
you're
don't
not.
tell you anything. So I tell you nothing.
Hey, are
But
you
it's
still
it.
friends with this
But
person?
this other person doesn't like me as much as I don't like her. So, so I agree with what you're saying. Like, I don't think that
No,
I think that those
you
friendships
can't.
are challenging.
I feel like if my friend has an issue with someone, by default, I have an issue with them. I don't even have to know them.
Yes.
I don't even have to ever met them. But if my friend, if Heather doesn't like you, I'm not going to like you because Heather doesn't like you. That's
There's a
all I need to
reason.
know. There's a reason. That's all I need to know. And this is why I have one friend.
Do you ever see the reel where I don't even, it's from a show and I don't know what show it's from, but the husband and wife are talking and the husband is talking to one of the neighbors. And so the wife turns to the husband and she's like, we don't like Pam. And so the husband turns to Pam. He was so nice to her like a second ago. And he turns to Pam and he's like, eat a dick, Pam. And then drives away. That's what you
Kind of
need.
friendship I need in my life. That's the kind of loyalty. Is that asking too much in today's world
I'm going to have to
where
find that
everything is,
reel and send it to you.
please do. But that's the kind of loyal, that's the energy I need in my life. Like if you're not bringing that, I don't think we can be friends. We can be friendly. And I think I use the term friends too loosely.
Yes, I agree with
Not
that.
everyone is your friend. They could be an acquaintance, someone you know.
And I think that we confuse acquaintances with friends.
They're not.
Two totally different things.
Two totally. And I think it starts young because I caught myself saying to my daughter who's 7, did you make any friends today? How could
Yeah.
she make a friend in one day? That's absurd.
Yeah.
But what am I going to say? Did you meet any acquaintances today?
Did you meet an acquaintance today? Did you meet a nice acquaintance today?
Did you meet a nice acquaintance? No, I'm not going to say that. So it's like, I think it's taught very young.
But I think that learning that, like, that comes with maturity because I wouldn't have understood that. I definitely wouldn't have understood that when I was in my 20s, probably not even in my 30s. Like, that's
I
something that
just
came
learned it.
with, that's
Just learned
learned.
it within the last few years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a learned concept.
How would you have handled this situation? If you're friends with someone and that friendship dissolves,
Yeah.
and that friend is now trying to befriend all of your friends.
Oh, God.
How weird is that?
That's very weird. What do you even do then? Because
That
it's not
happened
like
to me as well.
that happened to you. So what did you do?
So I heard that this person was contacting these who I thought were friends. And I said, oh, that's kind of weird if you were to hang out with her. And their response was like, oh, you can't really tell me what to do. And that's all I needed to hear. I
Yeah.
was like,
Okay. We're done
you're right.
here.
I can't. You can't. I cannot.
Yep.
You should go hang out with that person.
You should, yes.
So what are your thoughts on that? It's weird.
I'm not even going to pretend that I've always been innocent. I'm sure I've been the biggest dick sometimes in friendships.
Same.
You know, like I have
Same.
made mistakes and I've been the wrong person. I've been the asshole before.
Same.
I think that we all have. But it's hard dealing with it, isn't it?
It's hard to look inwards. Have you ever been presented with an apology, and that you said, apology accepted, but we're just not?
I don't think I give people the opportunity to apologize.
Okay. Maybe
Because
that's
I
something
think
you
by
can
the
work on.
time I'm done, like
I think you could still be done and allow them to apologize.
I'll be civil.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a time that anybody ever apologized.
That's just it. I have not. That's why I'm asking.
As I'm going through it.
I've never been presented with that opportunity. And
have you ever? I've apologized. I got caught talking about someone.
Okay.
And I sought them out and apologized.
Did they let you apologize to them?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I was a dick in a situation, and I tried to apologize to someone whose friendship I actually very much valued.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not given the opportunity.
Really?
When I'm just like, no response. And that's okay if that's how she chooses to
Yes.
handle it. I guess selfishly, I wanted the opportunity to apologize. I wouldn't say to clear my conscience, but to know that I did it.
Yeah. To be the bigger person.
Yes. Yeah. And I wasn't given that access to her, which is okay. I have to respect that. That's her
Yeah.
boundary. I think I would have liked the apology, been able to apologize to her because she was a friend that I actually did value very much.
Yeah. Let's talk about how loneliness affects the body.
Okay, great. I think that's what we started off with the goal of.
We're getting there
I
circled a
think,
couple
okay, so
times.
loneliness affects a lot of different things. It's going to affect your day to day. I think it's going to affect your mood, your outlook, your interaction with other people, but it also affects your nighttime. Are you sleeping? Are you getting restful sleep? Are you up all night? Are you you're stressed? There is thought about like, can your inflammatory markers increase because of loneliness and the stress that it's putting on your bodies? The data on that, I'm not going to support 100%, but in theory, that sounds legitimate as well. So it's not just something that's a mental thing; it's also affecting your physical state.
This is going to be the dumbest question, but it's like,
No,
but how? So how? Why?
yeah, well,
It
because you
makes
haven't like
sense, but
because of everything that we're doing, like this poor sleep, your heart rate can increase, your fatigue increases during the day. These inflammatory markers in our bodies that circulate, you can have higher risk of things of like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, arthritic symptoms like pain and joint pain. You can have weakened immune system. You can have things on your heart like coronary disease, stroke. Your sleep deprivation also leads to things like, when you're having more fragmented sleep, more difficult sustained sleep, and less restorative sleep. They affect things like your mood, your immune system. Your immune system can worsen. All these long-term effects can affect your brain, your concentration, your memory, you can have cognitive decline. And then like all this loops into the physical pain. Sometimes we'll see things like fibromyalgia, but sometimes we'll see things like headaches, body aches, fatigue. So all of this stuff kind of plays all together.
so the connection piece is imperative. So, but is there a specific amount or type?
No, it's going to really vary from person to person because one person may feel loneliness, maybe another person's ideal situation. You know, my husband has four college friends that he sees twice a year that fills his cup, and that's great for him.
And
But
here's
another
you.
man, yeah, right. And then there's me, right? So, and he has me. But then there's me who likes to be a little bit more social. I have my one friend, or there could be somebody else who really thrives in those big circles. So there is no number, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. Isn't that so hard? Like with social media in particular, like forming connections can be harder than it once was, right? Like
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure.
we're not good at talking to people so much anymore.
Mhm.
Like,
No, it's true. I mean, social media is really meant to connect us, right? Like without it, you and I wouldn't have been connected. But it distances yourself from like reality. Like we're not just striking up conversations at the coffee shop.
right. Is there a link to and that's right, because we're not connecting with people. We're standing there scrolling.
We're standing there scrolling. We can't even be at a stoplight without scrolling on our phones. And that's why we have so much good data that's like social media shouldn't be in kids' hands, right? And we know why. But yeah, we can't even sit for 5 minutes without our phones. I mean, everyone brings their phone to the bathroom. You
I
can't
leave my
even poop.
I forget my phone in the bathroom. When I can't find it, I know that it's in the bathroom.
It's in the bathroom. You can't even poop without your phone.
It used
So
to be shampoo bottles.
thank you. I was just going to say that. How many times did you read that ingredient list? So yeah, it really shaped a lot of us. I see it with my kids too. I have this rule: my kids cannot scroll while I'm driving the car.
That's a good rule.
I started doing that because I'm like, you can talk to me, you can talk to each other, we're all together. They also have a rule: we're not allowed to have phones in the living room. You can have them in the kitchen, you can have them anywhere else, but in the living room when we're together watching a show, the phones are not allowed onto the rug where the living room is. It's a weird rule, but it works for us. Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay, yeah.
Did you find navigating friendships with your daughter different than navigating friendships with your son?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there's a difference there between raising girls and boys?
Yes and no.
I love how
Girls
much
are
thought you're putting
mean.
into
Go
this.
ahead. Tell me your experience.
No, okay. First of all, I want to say I love how much thought you're putting into this answer. Two, girls are mean, and I feel like they're learning it from their moms.
I agree with that too.
Those mean girls are learning it from their mean moms. It's the truth.
I agree with that
Okay.
too.
No, I find raising a boy very simple. I find that he's like, goes to school, whoever wants to play a sport with him that day, he's very content. I mean, if you ask my son, if do you want to go out with my, like his dad, my husband, or a friend, he's going to choose my husband every single time. He is very content in his little bubble.
Yeah.
Whereas navigating friendships with a girl is very, very different. There's all these games you're playing.
Yes. And the circles get sloppy. My son can just go outside and just find neighborhood boys to play, and they're kids
Yeah.
that he doesn't always play with necessarily.
Yeah,
They'll just hang out. They'll just go play in the field. They'll go play baseball in the field across the street.
that's right. It's different with girls.
It's totally different.
Yeah, it is very different. Yeah, I was just wondering, because you have 4 kids. I was just wondering what your experience has been like.
Because we've been doing this for an hour now, I'm going to give you two just really quick questions.
Yeah.
What is something that people can do to strengthen connection instantly with you
With me,
or in general? Mm-hmm.
I'm not speaking just on myself. I think if you want to make stronger connections, you need to make the interaction about them.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot sit there and talk about yourself. What I tell my kids is when you meet a new person, make sure you get their name, use their name, but also ask them questions about them. People love to talk about themselves. If you meet someone and all they do is talk about themselves, you're going to hate that person. But if you meet someone, they ask you questions like they're engaged and really interested in you, you're going to like that person.
I like that. And the alternative is, what is something people do that damages the connection without realizing it?
One of those. I hate when I'm talking to someone and people try to one up every situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never talk to you again. I think it's weird. I think it's very strange. What is happening? I don't care. What do you think?
I think like the backhanded compliments.
Oh,
I need to hear one of those. And I like,
you're out.
you're
You
out.
know, I stopped going to my hairdresser because she would talk so poorly about her other clients to me. And I thought, you know what? If she's talking about this way to her about those clients to me, she's definitely talking about me. I stopped going to her.
Yeah.
That's a turn off. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what about people who like low key hate their spouse? I don't know. Like, I guess sometimes it's deserved, right? Their spouse may be a jerk.
Yeah.
But I don't know. This whole like bashing your spouse thing, I don't like that either.
I don't,
I'm not into that.
I don't like that either. I make fun of my husband a lot to him.
I think that's the key. It's like doing it to him. I don't think bashing your spouse to other people is a good look.
No, it's not a good look.
So I think if you're doing that, you're probably talking about me too.
Yeah, that's probably right. Bashing your spouse.
Bashing your spouse, I think that's a real thing.
I think that that's right.
What can someone do to impress you on the first time they meet you? If someone's kids behave a certain way with or without the parent being there, I could tell what kind of person they are based on the way their kid is.
Oh, that's a good one. The kid, well-behaved kid, polite kids
Yes.
are a dead giveaway to a decent family, a decent parent.
Yep.
Especially if there's more than one.
Yes. Because you can always have an outlier, right?
You always have that weirdo that's nice to everybody.
Yeah, right. I always say, like, if you're going to judge me on my first day. Okay. But I think that's like a dead giveaway.
Dr. Julie, if people want to find you, how do they find you?
Dr. Jane Militello on Instagram.
We'll link that in the show notes. And thank you so much for doing this with me. There was no one else that I could have wanted to do this with.
You're the best.
Thanks for talking about friends with me. All right.
Thanks for letting me slide into your DM.
Anytime. All right. Until next time, guys. That's it for this episode. If you had fun, learned something, or just feel a little less alone in the chaos, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if you want to keep the conversation going, come find me on Instagram at HeatherMoves_, because midlife is way more fun when we do it together. Until next time, keep moving forward, or at least keep moving. See ya.